Staff with Northumberland Ferries Ltd invited SaltWire on a round trip aboard the MV Saaremaa on July 21st to give viewers a behind-the-scenes look at the ferry. The Saaremaa replaced the Holiday Island last year after an engine room fire rendered the vessel unusable. The tour with SaltWire began with Chief Engineer Gilbert Derachier in the engine room. Derachier said the vessel makes 4 round-trip crossings, using about 800 liters of fuel per crossing, and that works out to about 6,400 liters of fuel per day. The chief engineer operates with a staff of 4 people a day, including a mechanic. The engine room features solid watertight bulkhead doors separating the control room from the main operations. 2 big thrusters power 4 propellers. Derachier said it's basically smooth sailing, and the transition to the P.E.I. Nova Scotia crossing was seamless. Regular maintenance is carried out on the engines during the night when the vessel is not sailing.
Here in the night they prepare, the departure. So they prepare all the engine, the propulsion system. So when I arrive at 7 o'clock, just before we leave the dock, the engine is, they started the engine and everything is running. So we changed the crew at 7 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock we leave the dock. So we crossing, we go to Rhode Island.
Upstairs in the galley, it is Gail Heighton's job as passenger services supervisor to make sure the passengers are fed. The top choices among ferry passengers on the menu are sausages, hot dogs, and salads. The menu is supplied by ADL, while Inclusion supplies the baked goods. The iconic Islander breakfast isn't available on the ship because it doesn't have a deep fryer, but the crew has found a popular alternative.
Our breakfast sandwiches are very popular as well.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to say I've made, just in one crossing this morning, probably 60 breakfast in one crossing, yeah.
Upstairs, Captain Eric Boucher keeps a watch over everything. He's been a mariner since 1986, spending 23 years on tankers and 10 on ferries. Boucher was the pilot called to prepare the Saaremaa for its transition to the P.E.I. Nova Scotia crossing last year, and got the call again last month. The captain said the big challenge last year was making alterations to the docks at Wood Islands and Caribou so the Saaremaa would fit.
We are in a narrow channel with limited underkeel clearance. We do respect our underkeel clearance and we have to watch our speed. And since the tidal system here is doing cross current that are changing with tide change, the current is changing at every trip. So you have to be really careful during that channel transition from the fairway buoy in Caribou all the way up to the jetty. And in Wood Island, you have a cross current of up to 4 knots in the very narrow channel entrance at the harbor. So it's also challenging to get in there in restricted visibility as well.
The MV Saaremaa will continue sailing between Wood Islands and Caribou until Thanksgiving weekend, and the crew I encountered during SaltWire's visit say they love it here and think the vessel is well suited for the crossing. Whether or not it returns next year in 2024, that decision remains up to Transport Canada. Reporting in Charlottetown for SaltWire, I'm Dave Stewart.